Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. It's the morning after the night before. Ryan Garcia made fools out of a lot of us, at least in the ring. Get to the out of the ring antics in a minute, but I actually left a poll up, not a poll, a voting poll up on the community page of this channel, and 300 people voted. Exactly 300 people voted. And the question was, who wins? Was it Haney? Would it be Garcia? Would it be a draw? And how would they win? And a grand total of 81% of people picked Haney to win. 39% picked it on points. 42% picked the victory by KO or TKO. 6% of people thought Garcia would win on points. Real Nostradamus stuff there. 11% predicted a KO and 2% predicted a draw. KO for Garcia, that is. So the overwhelming amount, just over 4/5 thought that Haney would win this fight. And obviously I was one of them. I made videos prior to this doubting, not doubting, actually saying I didn't think the fight should go ahead. I said, I don't understand why Derek James is bothering with Ryan Garcia. I was wrong. I was wrong about the result. But the one thing I'm not sure about is this idea now that everybody has switched over to, which is that Garcia, there's nothing wrong with his mental health. He was trolling all along. No, I'm not buying this. Not yet, anyway. There was an interview with Henry Garcia, Ryan's dad. Several interviews actually that I've seen since the fight, and it's kind of easy to see where Ryan gets his craziness from, if that's for want of a better word, because Henry was going in on everyone. You're all pieces of shit. He was saying, Eddie Hearn's a piece of shit. He actually confronted Hearn in a corridor, and called him a piece of shit. He was raging at him, and it was weird because Hearn said, well, fuck you then. And then Henry was, you're this, you're that, and then suddenly they came together and shook hands. And Henry apologised, and Eddie said, no problem, I accept your apology. In the space of 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It seems to me that Henry it seems to me that Ryan is cut from the same cloth as his father, let's put it that way. And then Henry, sure enough, in interviews was saying, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, Eddie Hearn, Tim Bradley, they're all haters. They're haters. They hate my son. And no one hated your son, Henry. Anything that was said about Ryan's behaviour before the fight was done out of concern for him. That's not hate. It's not like we were making fun of him. When I made my video saying I'm not sure this fight should go ahead, or I don't think it should go ahead, it was because I felt that Ryan Garcia could get hurt. Now if I'm wrong, and it wouldn't be the first time I'm wrong, and most of you watching this video were wrong, probably nearly all of you, fine, you get things wrong sometimes. And maybe Ryan did play on the crazy antics and everything, but I don't think it necessarily proved that the victory in the ring proves that Ryan's okay out of the ring. I simply don't believe that. I don't see why anyone would believe it. Because the ring, as we know, can be a safe haven for people whose lives are a mess outside of the ring. And I really hope that again, I'm wrong, because Ryan, if he does have some sort of mental health issues, and he said in the post-fight interview he's ADHD, which is a behavioural thing, not a mental health issue, but if he does have some sort of instability, shall we say, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, then winning that fight could be the worst thing that could have happened to him, because it somehow legitimizes it could be seen to legitimize his behavior outside of the ring. And Henry Garcia was saying, well, he was just trolling. When he drank the beer on the stand, it was really just apple cider, he called it. Well, cider is an alcoholic drink. Maybe he meant apple juice or something. I don't know. It does seem to me as if Garcia there is something there, that he's he's possibly got at least some emotional issues, even if they're not mental health issues. Don't forget, he pulled out of a fight previously and he admitted it was mental health issues. And there are other things that occurred, like, failing the weight and so on, but it's a slightly different subject. And also the fact I think looking at it, that Haney's team got the tactics totally wrong. They underrated Ryan. They probably bought into the idea that because he was unstable, he wasn't going to perform in the ring. And there were long periods where Haney's technique, where Ryan did very little. There are always lulls to Ryan's work where he's not throwing a lot of punches for period, maybe 30 seconds around sometimes. And I thought Haney, even though technically he was so much better, tactically he was wrong. I don't know why he kept getting clipped with the left hook, because the left hook is Ryan's pet punch, and you'd think going in they would have known they'd be favouring that punch and would have guarded against it. But he got caught very, very early in the first round, very early in the first 30 seconds, and that may have buzzed him a bit, and maybe he didn't quite recover. Certainly, I don't think he ever recovered from the first knockdown. But anyway, the point is that it doesn't necessarily follow that because Garcia has won this boxing match, he's out of the woods in terms of his health. It doesn't necessarily mean that all the people that showed concern for Ryan before the fight have suddenly been disproven. That concern may still be entirely legitimate, because the kid's got millions anyway. Now that he's beaten Haney, the Devin, the Dream Haney. You can have too much too young, and sometimes you can have too much of everything. It was definitely inside the ring. Ryan made a believer out of me. Don't get me wrong. But as long as you start calling, as long as you keep calling criticism or constructive criticism, which is based in concern for someone, hate, as long as you keep using that stupid overused word hate. Some people have never looked at a dictionary in their life. They don't know what hate is. You're hating on him. Oh, stop hating. Stop. What you mean criticising? Well, stop giving you an opinion, a constructive bit of criticism that may help you. No. It's, and by the way, I think Henry Garcia and John Fury should go bowling together, because they've never seen two fathers so high on their son's success. But the difference is that, John Fury, I think, has expressed great concerns for his son's mental well-being outside the ring. Whereas Henry Garcia, he just regards them all as haters, people who are saying this stuff, I don't want Ryan Garcia to be mentally ill. I don't want him to be unhappy outside the ring. I don't want him to lose his way in life. I want him to be happy. Because I've never met the kid, but I just don't, I don't have it in me to want someone to fail in life, to be unwell. I want people to be well. I want them, because if you're well and you're happy, you're not going to do anyone else any harm. It makes the world a better place if everyone's happy. If everyone's unhappy and scratching around for things and sad and depressed, and then the world is a worse place, because that's how negativity and that sort of toxic, nastiness and that illogical, vindictiveness comes from. That's where it comes from. It comes from people who are unhappy, depressed, have lost their way in life. When everyone's fine, when everyone's healthy and happy, they've got no reason to hate on anyone. So, yeah, just a few thoughts in the aftermath of this incredible fight. Brilliant, really entertaining fight. Well done again to Ryan Garcia, and spare a thought for Haney, because the one thing he did show was guts. I think his chin looks a bit rough, looks a bit down, but Ryan hits hard. So maybe I'm being unkind on Haney, but there have been question marks over his chin earlier on in his career. To hit the floor 3 times from left hooks, that's the really surprising bit. Yeah. Not good, is it? Not a good look. But he's got guts. The kid's got guts. And if you've got that warrior mentality, I'll tell you what, it's you can't teach that. That's inbred, and from a very, very young age, and probably a natural thing. So I got respect for Haney, but well done to Garcia. If you've got any further comments, leave them below. Let me know what you think, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah, and hit the like button as well. It takes a second, don't cost you anything. Just spread the word about Joe's Stunner Boxing. Build the channel up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time as always, and I will speak to you later. Bye for now.